And we're back with the last game of the day, or well, actually of the past day, but for us Europeans it's already the next one, so for us it's already the 10th of October, but yeah, this is supposed to be the play day of, yeah, the 9th. Either way, CNB versus Spain. I already said it in the last outro, this is a game with history, or actually teams, sponsors, organizations with history, because this is a new CNB. And the old CNB has a new name, it's called Pain Gaming, and is on the other side, just with small changes. I think just one player is being traded, and that is Krant XD for Klutz, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's the 4th game here in round 1 of the Brazil Game Cup. My name is HeflaTV, coming with me is Mr. Grand Mego. Oh, well, that was the wrong one. Mr. Grandis V.
Yeah, that is correct. This draft is progressing a little bit faster than the ones previous. The bans coming out in the first stage. Shareblade faces Void, Brewmaster, and Centaur taken out of the pool, with the Razor Nature's Prophet first 2 picks from CNB, and Death Prophet Skyrath Mage, the first 2 from Pain Gaming. A lot of hate and some really hard-hitting late-game carries in the Draw Ranger Morphling, as well as Spectre being banned, and then Earthshaker also being taken out of the pool. CNB wastes no time in picking up the Wraith King as presumably a support in their first pick of the second picking stage.
Yep, absolutely, and wow, look at this. I mean, what is this? Like, this is the fastest draft I've ever seen. Like, we're already through the second ban stage, 3 bans done for CNB, and it's looking quite nice actually. Push potential on both sides, Nature's Prophet and Death Prophet. Initiation wise, we have now a small advantage for Pain, because there is a Batrider and a Skyrath Mage. Those 2 are mostly initiators, slow into whatever else is coming, then the Lasso later. So we have our offlane, we have our mid, so 1 more core for Pain Gaming plus support for CNB. Not sure yet. Wraith King support, Wraith King carry, that's the question.
I'm going to expect this to be a Wraith King support until we see the other picks. It definitely could be transitioned into a carry role, but I think that's going to depend on the next couple of heroes. If it's a carry, I'm kind of hoping they go aggressive with it. A lot of the supports that you'd like to pair with that Wraith King are already taken out of the pool. If it is a support Wraith King, you'll probably want a little bit of range in your next hero. As far as that's concerned, it's fairly limited. Like, Earthshaker Fisher is taken out of the pool, Skyrath Mage is already picked up. Shadow Shaman's not a bad pick and would offer a little bit more push, although we haven't seen very much of him as of late. Is still a pretty solid hero. It's going to be a Leshrac instead. An incredibly aggressive hero that, if he's caught out by any of these 3 heroes, Batrider, Skyrath Mage, and Death Prophet, they can all solo kill this Leshrac unless the Lesh gets core amounts of farm, which might be something CNB are interested in doing.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, the Leshrac is always good for combinations and in team fights, plus when he has like people around him where he can push, use the Edict to full extent, but him alone, it's not really dangerous unless he's somehow farming or getting farm even in a support role. That's the biggest downside of a Leshrac, that this hero alone, when you look at the ultimate, is so item dependent. I mean, a Leshrac who skills his ultimate and even uses his ultimate is either about to die and is just draining the last drop of mana out of his pool, or he's actually farmed and can really rush through those team fights and going for that 5-man AoE. Either way, there are some nice some nice combinations coming out. We have the right Fire Blast into the Split Earth, we have Sprout into Split Earth, and all that might be of course worth exploring for CNB, as well as, don't forget, the lightning changed, we have a slow now on it, and of course Edict is completely untouched. It's the same spell that you will never, or you never want to see this spell if you're alone, if you're the only target, or of course if you're a lonely tower, because that is taking towers and single target heroes so fast down.
Definitely. Ember Spirit, the next pickup for Pain Gaming. They don't have the best lockdown for this Ember Spirit unless we see Nature's Prophet transition in the Orchid. Wraithfire Blast is fairly easy to destroy, and Split Earth isn't very reliable. If they hit him with the Wraithfire Blast, they can follow up with the Split Earth pretty effectively, but honestly, they're going to need a little bit more. Ember Spirit currently could have a really good game if he's able to get up that farm. That said, in lane versus Razor, he's not going to have a very good time if that is the matchup. But it looks like they might consider giving Ember Spirit safe lane protected farm, as Death Prophet would have a better time in against Razor in lane, and I think that would be a smarter way of Pain Gaming to lane this.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, Ember Spirit, I'm actually curious, but Bane, I mean, CNB, the old CNB, they actually picked Ember quite often, and apparently nothing changed. That leaves, of course, the question who's still mid. I prefer Death Prophet, obviously, there. Ranged, doesn't need too much support to stay in that lane. Ember Spirit is someone, well, maybe the Scarab Mage has to rotate in and out. But let's see. I guess it's gonna be Razor Death Prophet as it looks right now in the mid in the Ember than in the safe lane. +1 support it is for Pain, and as I said for CNB, it could still go in two direction, like Razor farm in mid, and we have another core coming out, and this is a support Wraith King, and this is gonna be change in everything. So this is TA mid, Razor safe lane, Nature's Prophet offline, and a Lashrak Wraith King support combo, and it's the combo I actually talked about, the Wraith Fire Blast into Split Earth, and on level 2 they also have then the slow, which means we have quite some magical burst, a slow, and that of course opens a window for some right clicks that should secure a kill even on a Batrider if caught out properly.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be pretty key for CNB. If they're able to catch out Pain Gaming when they are out of position or positioned aggressively, CNB are going to be in a good position. But that said, if the Wraith King and Lashrak don't get off to an early start, these two heroes kind of need their farm to really transition to later portions of the game. Levels are nice in a vacuum, but even then, you really want a Blink Dagger on your Wraith King. You really want something to tank that Lashrak up, whatever it may be. The next pickup for Pain Gaming is going to be an Enigma. I'm not a huge fan of this. It's fairly passive, and it's going to make it easier for CNB to roam with that Wraith King and Lashrak. But then again, the pushing power for the Enigma isn't bad, and as far as standalone supports go, a Scarab Mage can handle the lane fairly effectively, at least as far as zoning out a Nature's Prophet is concerned.
Yeah, absolutely agree. I mean, you're absolutely right. Enigma means you have a hero less in the laning stage, pretty much, unless it's a very active Enigma, and we're already seeing like level 2, level 3 coming in, rotating for that Malefice stun, and that's pretty much it. But apart from that, most teams that still pick the Enigma, they pick him also as a mech carrier. I don't know if that's gonna be the case because we have a Death Prophet here, but we might still see it. Then again, it is of course a nice setup for huge team fights, but also in the past couple of weeks we have seen some Enigmas and none of them were really lucky, especially this setup. They will spread out a lot. I mean, they have a very flexible TA Razor range, then the Nature's Prophet will be later joining the fight, etc, etc, and well, when it comes to interrupts, I mean, we have the Right Fire Blast as well as the Split Earth as an interrupt at the moment, maybe an Orchid on the Furion, but apart from that, they don't have too much actually to interrupt the Black Hole, so that's quite interesting. Either way, we're gonna introduce them, and yeah, I don't know, 40 AHA is here on the Ember Spirit. Now we have a pause, so we got even more time for that. On the Ember Spirit, they are with 4 at the moment, so King RD playing the Death Prophet, we have Ned on the Scarab Mage, Baga on the Enigma, and the new guy in the roster under the new name is Krant XD on the Batrider. He's gonna be in the offlane and now looking at the other side.
And currently on the other side, CNB leading the charge for them is 225 ES on the Templar Assassin. Mark Keka going to be playing on the Razor, Paradox on the Lashrak, C4T on the Wraith King, leaving last but not least inside the base, Goody going to be playing on the Nature's Prophet.
Yep, and we just had some lag issues they said, and the rest is, I don't know, some Portuguese stuff. Either way, they're smoked up, they invested already that gold because they want to find something. Right Fire Blast would be there for the setup, the Lashrak is in the background to find something, but at the moment they're heading away. But still, they're pursuing this. Still some seconds left on the smoke, but they're going back to the rune instead of going somewhere else, so they won't find anything. That's 100 gold down the train. Enigma Eidolons, they're gonna scout this out. Maybe actually they farm the Enigma Eidolons. They should, to be honest. I don't understand. Hello.
Yeah, they just hit it once and then leave it be. They're going to get good vision over the Enigma rotations because of their early wards, but that's free gold that they could have picked up. Maybe they expected them to die quicker.
Attack there, I don't understand, but like this means top rune untouched, bottom rune untouched, and 3 Eidolons have been not farmed, that was free, like free CS, and
Okay.
a bounty rune. So that would have been for the Wraith King or the Lashrak for CS before the game even started. So I don't understand. I think that was worth to go for it, but they choose to be very, very passive and careful. Either way, we start into games and the runes are not being picked up. I don't know if both teams didn't arrive in 6.82 yet, but the runes are half the game now.
Pretty much. This might be a noob question, but how did he get the Enigma Eidolons before the creep spawned? I'm actually perplexed. Like I'm very curious. I might have to watch the replay. Either way, into this game we go. The tri-lane on the bottom side with the Razor, as well as the T-Sports Wraith King, as well as the Lishrak. It's going to be pretty solid. Puts a lot of pressure on this Ember Spirit. Guessing the lanes coming out from Pain Gaming is it's fairly obvious that Ember Spirit's going to be in the safe lane. He's not going to have a fun time in this lane. Death Prophet versus your Templar Assassin. TA is going to have a decent time up against the Death Prophet. A lot of her damage is focused inside that Crypt Swarm nuke, and she doesn't have a great way to eat through Refraction. At the early levels, it's going to be problematic for 22.5 ES, but once he gets the bottle up and running, as well as higher levels up in Refraction, that's going to change. I, at the very least, expect this TA to farm. Up on top, Batrider versus Nature's Prophet, a fairly common matchup. Doesn't heavily favor either side. Nature's Prophet shouldn't die unless he gets too many stacks, which he very well might. Only 3, not going to get that 4th stack up from Grunt XD. Most of the action is probably going to be on the bottom lane, but if the Ember Spirit's playing passively enough, it's probably not going to net them a kill. And Scarth Mage is just going to be pulling.
Grannis, I'm still completely baffled. You asked a question, and I can't answer it, and I'm like completely shocked. I mean, Dota. Why do I like Dota? Because it's a game where I can cast 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 games, which is almost the case, I think, by now. And still, you always learn something, and I honestly can't answer the question.
Oh, I know exactly what it is. It was Goody's Treant.
Oh, he sent the train that far in? That, I mean, I was thinking about it, like the only one on the field who can summon any unit that could have been transformed into Eidolons is the Nature's Prophet, but I didn't see the train going that deep.
He sent it over here towards the rune. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I didn't see the train, that explains it, but I thought he summoned the trains and they were, I don't know, somewhere around, but true, the bottom train was missing that was scouting. Okay, that solved the mystery. Jesus, like, if that wasn't the train, my Dota knowledge would have been at the end.
Fair enough. It has been a pretty long day. If not for the amount of games that we've cast, for the amount of delays between the games.
Yeah.
That said, we are going to get back into this game. The supports are going to leave the Razor versus the Ember Spirit, a lane that the Razor is more than capable of handling himself, as C4T as well as Paradox are looking for this Enigma in the jungle. They won't find him as he's deep inside his larger camps, but they might be able to find a wraparound on this Ember if he's not careful. 4DR is currently in a pretty compromising position. If they're able to get the Wraithfire Blast, they won't throw it out first. The slow goes away at Paradox, and Paradox taking a huge chunk of damage. Lishrak incredibly squishy and almost just burns down. One more right click, all that they need will to be able to find it. No, Paradox is too fast, and 4DR might fall. No, it's going to be the Wraith King to die first. The Link goes the way of the Ember Spirit, and Ember Spirit with the TP and the Sprout misses. It doesn't matter, the right click's enough, and now with 112 damage stolen, 4DR, or rather Markeka is not able to get the kill on Ned, but with one more auto attack after the Split Earth, that will be a double kill going the way of Razor. They have to TP away their Nature's Prophet. Even though they don't get the first blood, still a good trade for CNB.
Yep, it's 2 for 1, and a good one actually. Like that Razor, like, I mean, it was just a level 2 static link, but, well, it was definitely worth it. Completely full soaked with DPS there. Easy right clicks.
Yep. So, there you have it. That is going to be our first blood. Baga is completely rotating the enemy jungle. The Batrider might catch eyes on this Enigma, but currently farming up his pull as well as the, or rather, no, the Batrider's on his team, my goodness. Both heroes very aggressively jungling on the other team. Yeah, it has really been a long day. Yeah, Batrider taking advantage of the fact that Goody did rotate down towards bottom. It's going to clean up some creeps on the enemy side. Okay, that all makes sense. Enough stupid brain farts today. We are going to have a catapult in mid, pulled away by the TA, the bounty rune secured bottom by the Wraith King as well as the Lishrak that are currently looking towards mid. Potentially we'll find the Scarth Mage or King RD.
Yeah, but I mean, the defense is on our side, Kranis. I mean, we're streaming for more than 13 hours. like on various HeflaTV channels. But oh, now in the mid, there's our go. The stun is landing actually on King RD, but there's a follow-up stun. But yeah, they cancel this, abandon the mission, go run for your life. Lashrak is actually surviving, but yeah, there won't be any follow-up whatsoever. But yeah, it was a good try, but they saw it too fast.
Yeah, Lashrak, this is kind of the problem of the hero. 511 HP. He can't do anything. Like, if he takes any shots, it's just going to be a hard time for him. Baga up top, 2 points in the Malefice as well as with the Batrider. Might be able to find a kill onto Goody. He might not expect this. He's going to start man fighting up against Batrider. Now seeing the Enigma, he's going to run under his tower, but the dive commences. Malefice does come out. They only have 1 stack of the Napalm, but the right clicks from the Eidolon army might be enough as the Batrider is forced up top. The Sprout is going to be good onto Baga as he's under tower. They look for the stun, not even necessary as Nature's Prophet gets the kill. And now rotation from the TA, slowing up Brent XD. They're looking for this kill, going through the trees. Nature's Prophet does TP on the backline. Swainberg not enough to get the kill on Goody. One more auto attack is all that they need. Batrider might be too fast for TA. No, I spoke too soon. There's another trap available. 422.25 ES, and that will secure the death of the Batrider. 1-4 is our kill score.
Oh, but at the same time, look at bottom. Their Ember Spirit really low. 126 damage stolen, but unfortunately there's nothing else they can do with this. Like, oh, the Skywrath Mage is getting one huge clap there, but still, unfortunately, they needed more mana on the Wraith King for a follow-up stun. Too bad.
Yeah, unfortunate. TA has been moved off of the mid lane. It looks like we're going to see drums for this TA as their first item of choice. At the very least, a bracer for Templar Assassin. A decent option for as soon as she gets more points up in the meld, the Roshan's going to be fairly easy for CNB to take with Nature's Prophet as well as the Wraith King and the Templar Assassin. Those 3 heroes can more or less solo it, and they don't even need the Nature's Prophet in person. Just the Treants to tank would be enough. In fact, the Templar Assassin could probably solo it. Still, early laning phase going fairly heavily in the favor of CNB. The Death Prophet's really the saving grace for Pain Gaming as far as how their heroes are actually working out, but honestly, the Death Prophet isn't doing enough to warrant the losses of the other heroes.
Yeah, absolutely, and I mean, the runes also mostly go to CNB, plus the rotation so far. They have been definitely much better. I mean, CNB only tried 1 gank that failed, while, like Pain, for example, they paid with 2 for that gank top. These are traits you don't want to do, and now we have another rotation here. There are already some, blinks are coming out. Wraith King is saying, hey, let's go this way. I don't like this ward, to be honest. I rather have it behind the tower, so they could go for the Ember, but of course the Ember is soon level 6, so if they want to gank him, they should gank him now, but yeah, they rather go mid. But unfortunately, in mid there are 3 heroes waiting for them, so it is bad news. But oh, Skywrath Mage, what is he doing here? He's in that little pocket. The slow actually doesn't connect, but now look at it. It's so much damage with the black hole. 2 of them are in. So much damage, but everybody is coming in at the moment. So much damage still. The last 2 on the TA, and now even the Nature's Prophet is really low. He's the next one to fall. Stick is keeping him alive for just a second, so the Ember also rotating in. This is a huge chaos, and CNB, they're all dying. At least the Razor's coming in and making it a more even trade. It's 5-5, 8 minutes in. What a fight. What a chaos.
Absolutely. Pain Gaming, all in all, the victors. A lot coming off of the black hole. From the Enigma, the Skywrath Mage got caught out, but he actually survived on the outskirts of the fight and was able to put a lot of damage. If you take a look at the graphs, they haven't fully updated, but it's just a vertical slope straight upwards in the favor of Pain. It's still very topsy-turvy in anybody's game, but that's going to equalize the early game by quite a bit. Pain Gaming now well on their way towards a Blink Dagger on this Batrider, where previously he had nothing. Yep,
but it was so, I don't know, so lucky, like, that this fight was still going in Pain's favor, because the slow, for example, didn't hit, but then the silence did, and this ward here made it possible. Like exactly this ward where the Lashrak is also seen right now. They saw them coming, they weren't smoked, and that's of course bad news. So everything was so obvious, and Pain had time to prepare. But now the Ember, well, you gotta be careful. He has a remnant, at the tower, so we have to see. The Razor's trying to drive him out. Maybe this is gonna end up in a push. The problem is, of course, the Lashrak. Well, level 2 Edict, now level 2 Split Earth, just to, increase the radius on it. That's the upside, obviously, of putting points in there. Otherwise, I like at least 1 point in the Lightning, just to get the slow up. But let's see. In the mid, we have the first exorcism of the game coming out, and it is for that tier 1 tower. Cliff being used on top of that. Let's see. They want to rotate.
Yeah, and they might be able to find something. Nature's Prophet ultimate bounces through, does a number on the Ned, as well as the Plasma Field bouncing through. Everybody's starting on fairly low HP, but they're not actually going to jump into them. Mechanism completed on the Razor, although not sent out to him just yet. The smoke has not been broken on the Wraith King as well as the Shrek. They're currently on the outskirts of where this fight might break out, and now it's going to pop as they go to King RD. King RD is going to be trapped up. The Split Earth is going to come through, as now the meld hit and the right clicks are going to be too much for the Death Prophet to stand up against. And into the tier 1 tower, they should start pushing, with the Nature's Prophet also rotating, and CNB have all of their forces amassed in his middle lane. The Batrider Firefly is going to be annoying for them to push into, but they should have plenty of damage. And without anybody really pushing on any of the other lanes, 4DR is going to get some damage on this tier 1, but not enough. And CNB actually back off.
Yep, absolutely. They are okay. Firefly and the spam of the Scarif Mage, we don't want to go against it, so even the Diabolic Edict went into pretty much nothing. The runes are being picked up, like, both again in favor for CNB, but still, like, what's amazing about this game is how often they smoke. But oh, Cran XD finds Goody here, and now there's the Firefly, the Vision, the Sticky Napalm. That's stack number 1. Oh, stack number 2 is coming right now. He still has the Flame Break to interrupt the TP, properly timed, and now he's trying it again. One more right click. That's it. Well played by Cran XD. He was well aware of the timers of the Nature's Prophet, and he was just hammering the TP button. It didn't bring anything in the mid though. They go for the tower. Lashak trying to slow it down, but the Eidolons still alive, and is there a tower deny possible? Oh god, the Eidolons were successful, I guess. Or that one creep, or that siege engine, like, was only 2 neutral creeps actually, or what means neutral creeps, radiant creeps left over.
Yeah, Ember Spirit currently down in bottom, getting some damage on this tier 1. Ember Spirit currently hasn't really become relevant as far as farm is concerned. Currently below the farm of his friendly Enigma as well as the offlane Nature's Prophet. He just hasn't found any room on this map. He's died once and only has 34 CS at 11 minutes in. He's going to be repelled by the Nature's Prophet, pulling the creep aggro off as well as with the trees. That tower is going to be safe for now. I don't know, this game is going to get a little bit more interesting because we now have that Blink Dagger up for the Batrider. Grant XD, he's played pretty well up until this point, and now that he has his item, this is going to be Batrider's game.
I'm actually surprised, I'm really surprised how careful that Ember Spirit is playing, because he had decent mana. Instead of going forward, popping that Flame Guard plus the Searing Chains on the Nature's Prophet, then using your Remnant, TPing home and just rinse and repeat, he was like, the second he saw that Nature's Prophet, he was just back on his Remnant. So I don't know, his team is saying him, hey, you really, in the end, you really gotta pull us through this game, so you farm and don't die at any cost, if you can somehow manage that. That's at least the memo, I guess, the team is giving to him at the moment.
Yeah. This Wraith King and Leshrac, despite being a potent roaming duo in theory, are only involved in 3 kills between them, and have died 3 times also as a conglomerate. The Temple Assassin now with Phase as well as Drums is getting online, going for the full race car build now with the Yasha. I'm torn about this build. Honestly, I kind of like seeing Blink Dagger a little bit better and maybe rushing towards the BKB. Although BKB is not the most useful this game, still avoiding the Skywrath Mage Burst as well as the Crypt Swarms and just any odd damage from the Ember Spirit, any lockdown that you can. Allows the TA to roam a lot more effectively throughout the fight, and maybe you just go for a Desolator and explode the Ember Spirit as well as the Sky before the fight actually breaks out.
Yep. Oh, and we have a smoke here, but I think that smoke was visible. It was directly next to the arriving creep wave, so he's well aware that the Ember is smoked, I think. But let's see. I mean, the Batrider is here for hours now, or it feels like it, and yep, they want the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, they might be able to find him. Let's see.
Look at Roshan. There's the Edict. That's how they're gonna use it. That's Edict, minus armor, and the lifesteal aura. They use the exorcism, at the same time they go for this tier 1 tower. There is a cliff available to buy sometimes, so we might actually see a tier 1 falling at the same time as Roshan. But, yeah, I think this is a better trade, even though 40 minutes in ages is not really worth much. But Nature's Prophet, look at this, what a deny, is just coming out, and some seconds later Roshan is going down. TA is gonna be the happy owner of a new little token called Ages, and with that, I think they should go fight.
Yeah, definitely. 2 lives in your TA is still going to be pretty important for them. Slow comes up from a Skywrath Mage, his Razor pops his ultimate. That ultimate's probably not going to do anything, as he's not even close to any fight. The TPs are going to come top from Pain, as they're going to look to push for more tier 1 towers. With the Eidolons, they have... Yeah.
They trade, yeah. They know they can't defend that tier 1 tower bottom. They all fall back and go top instead, so this is coming down to a tier 1 trade. 1 for 1.
Yep, and it is going to be that, at the very least. Ember Spirit has left no remnants back at his own tower, so he has no interest in coming back to the tier 2. I'm not sure if he was one to spend the TP, and it doesn't look like he was. He is going to be sending out the Perseverance for himself, working to the Battle Fury. It's not going to be the worst timed Battle Fury, although you'd like to see Phase and Drums on top of this at this point in the game.
But yep, there's one difference now in this pushing here. Look at this, like, CNB is way faster, double Treant Wave, Lifesteal Aura, everything, so Net can't really pull it off because there's enough creeps left, especially like Treants helping out now, and with this creep wave, they can't really handle this. Now Grand XD is losing a lot of HP just before the fight even starts. He's still looking for it, and they try to interrupt his Blink Dagger. They're working on the tower, they want to go for it, but now where's the jump? We are looking for the jump. Nature's Wrath interrupting the entire thing. Now Midnight Pulse is up. They want to get this tower. They really want it. They get it. No, they don't get it. Are you kidding me? Is this the 3rd or the 4th denied tower? Betrider is gonna deny this one, while we had Ember Spirit pushing top.
Yeah. Tier 2 tower up in top is not going to fall in the favor of the Radiant team, and it's going to stand strong for DR, or rather C4T. Comes to stop 40R's push. And so it is going to be just a tower going the way of CNB, but not really. That gold denied is actually really significant now, as it's stopping the majority of that benefit that they'd get from taking a tower. Although Nature's Prophet now with the Blade Mail, as well as the Full Null Talisman build, is going to be able to trade hits very effectively if he finds himself an Enigma or a Skywrath Mage. This is a decent time to go for that build, although I'm still not entirely sold on it. Also, Blade Mail against Death Prophet is also very useful.
Yeah, absolutely, because the Death Prophet can't really stop once the ghosts are going for it, but, well, like, when it comes to pushing and everything in towers tonight, it's actually taking quite an interesting dimension. We have a Remnant here, so that Ember, he's at the moment playing with fire, but that's the problem of CNB. They don't really have a lockdown unless they get really their Ray Fire Blast combo in. They need a silence. They need a silence on that Ember, and look, there he is, but did they find the Remnant? There it is. He was still slow from that trap. Some damage stolen, just 28, and he's getting out. There's a new Remnant. I guess he's gonna TP out right now. Is he? Either way, he is pretty much on the way to a Broadsword, and the Claymore will come in 1400 right after. So, Battle Fury, 20 minutes. Not the fastest of all, but still. It's an okay-ish timing.
Yeah, Tier 1 tower up in top is going to fall very quickly to the Diebulk Edict, although not in range. Blink from the Batrider is going to clear up this creep wave. So scratch that. The tower isn't going to fall. The tower that's under some more pressure is in mid, the Tier 2 tower, taking quite a bit of damage. It was just Eidolons as well as the Enigma pushing that one out. Will he be able to make it out alive? TPs, both of them will be successful. Leshraxon, way too late.
Yep. Also top, they just managed to get their TP out. There was actually Death Prophet on the way with the Yule Scepter, so those core items, those key items are coming out now, and I think we are looking again at a tower trade. This one, though, again, better for CNB, because if they gonna keep on pushing here, they might get a tier 2 tower, but they are free for the defense, and top we have a tier 2 tower who is now being cliffed up, but there's an Exorcism, so this Exorcism is still gonna last a long time. But there's the rotation. Nature's Prophet coming in, he's being instantly silent. They don't have an interrupt. I can't even believe it. He's just TPing out, and of course objective is down, not denied. That is good play by Pain. I can't believe we haven't had any casualty the last 6-7 minutes. Like, it's 6-6 still, and like the objectives are falling, but all the heroes still alive.
Yeah, the last kill was Batrider killing Nature's Prophet, and it was at least 6 minutes ago, about 12.
Look there.
Sky.
Yeah.
He breaks the silence, the Sprout, holding him in place so they have plenty of damage in order to take him out. Skywrath Mage is a very squishy hero, and if he gets caught out solo between 1 or 2 enemy heroes, he's going to fall.
Yeah, and against the plate mate, like the Nature's Prophet was popping it already. Like the first cast was actually a fake cast. But yeah, let's see. Top, we have the Batrider coming in, trying to defend again, and it's just a solo Batrider, but they don't want to go against it. Like, that's why I don't like this build. Like, split of the Diabolic Edict, 4 points in. I think you could have a better game if you had that slow, especially against the Batrider. You have a double slow, initiate slow, and then when the Psionic Trap is up, maybe you land, say a Split Earth, and that might lead to a kill, but he's playing it without, so they don't have any ranged initiation. For example, on the Batrider, as soon as you approach that hero, he's just gonna blink out, and that's why I don't like it at the moment. We have, yeah, Ember pushing, and they return to the tier 1 tower top.
Yeah, this time it might fall. The Batrider is going to be linked up by the Razor, but they completely summon away from the tower. The tower is going to die. Diabolic Edict does a whole lot of damage when you're able to isolate on the tower, but currently Bordiar pushing up top, needs to get out of there. Where's this Remnant? I'm not sure where. Is he going to be able to jump to it? No, he's stunned up first and taking a lot of damage. There's the jump away. It's over by the side shop and he'll be able to make his escape. I don't know, held that for quite a long time. I'm not sure if holding it actually saved him anything, but he'll go up top and now start pushing out that lane.
Yeah, it's also very interesting that like sometimes we see actually Ember Spirit rushing the BOTs, and I like this build because it's worth it at some point. I mean, this Ember Spirit, oh, Batrider, what is Batrider doing here? You gotta be careful, as well as here Death Prophet, but he's hasted up, which ends right now, but still, he's already a race car. Those face boots and the Yule Scepter is, I think movement speed might be something in the future where Death Prophet, with the current item build anyway, minus 20 movement speed or so. That will definitely do a lot of harm to this hero.
I'm not sure you can do that. She's already pretty slow at the early levels. I don't know. It would be interesting to see. Currently, yeah, Ember Spirit is currently on just straight up split pushing job. I'm not sure if he has any remnants up, and it doesn't look like it. So whether the enemy team is privy to this fact or not, Ember Spirit's still pretty successful. Although we'll probably fix that and throw one over at the side again. Fairly shortly. The rest of the team isn't there at all. We haven't seen very much action coming up from this Templar Assassin, despite going for a fairly early game centric build. Honestly, this game, I think I would have liked a Midas a little bit more than these intermediate items that haven't really served any purpose for the TA.
No, absolutely nothing. But I mean, since we have a very inactive game, I mean, like the amount of smokes, if just one of like, or if every second smoke would end in a kill, we would have like a nice lead already by one of the teams, but they're chain smoking, but not finding anything. And now, look at this, like, it's all about the vision. They know exactly what's incoming. I don't know if they saw the smoke, but we have again here a nice ward on that pop hill around Roshan. So, in the end, Skyarp Mage was hiding there on the lane, and now, oh, there's the blink coming out by TA, but they're like, hey guys, we go for something else, and maybe it's Baga. Yes, it is Baga. There's the stun follow-up, and the rest is already history, I think. Even though the mech is used, he's gonna fall. Now the Batrider maybe makes something possible. Yes, the Leshrac is in position. Chains coming out. There they are. And that's a 1-1 trade, but it might actually be more Wraith King. And bad news is, level 1 ultimate, 260 seconds, and he's gonna die again. First silence, he's being slowed, and the rest will be exorcism damage. Death Prophet even getting that kill, yep.
Yep, that was the patented smoke into feed. 2 of their supports dying for only the Enigma. A lot more gold going the way of Pain, and it also cost them to smoke. Both of their teams, or both of these teams, are using smoke on cooldown. Like, whenever they have it, they go for smoking, which is really interesting to see. Radiant doesn't have another smoke for another 3 minutes, and I think that the Dire has 1 more, but that's going to be their last smoke for about 5. It's, yeah, just a really peculiar game, and Leshraki's going to buy that up. No more smokes inside the inventory. This is going to be the last smoke we see for quite some time.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, they were chain smoking all the time from early game on. Even the first like go through the jungle was smoked up, so they are not holding back on those smokes. But to be honest, right now I have the feeling that, for example, CNB should rather put some money into dewarding. I mean, here we have a very nice ward giving completely vision in the jungle. We have a lane ward in mid where they see rotations, one around the rune, and another one here next to Roshan. So when it comes to, yeah, the eastern 2/3 of the map, Pain knows what's going on. So that's their huge advantage at the moment. Like, as for wards for CNB,
Nothing.
nothing. Yeah, absolutely nothing.
Yeah, which is really scary. When the enemy team has more vision on your side of the map than you do, you know something's wrong. Even though by most metrics this game is looking pretty evenly, the map control is vastly in the favor of Pain. It's just so scary for CNB to go out without a smoke. And even with a smoke, even then you can miss when you don't have intel on where the enemy heroes are. Enigma, after going for the mechanism, is going to go straight towards the BKB, and once he has that, there's not going to be a way for CNB to cancel it. So maybe Baga will have some pretty big black holes, although with no Blink Dagger, setting those up might be difficult unless CNB get caught out in a very awkward situation. It is going to be the Desolator for the Templar Assassin. Her damage right now is pretty ridiculous, although no real way to close the gap besides running into them. They still need to start things off with the Wraith Fire Blast into the Leshrac Stun, and outside of that, their initiation is very limited.
Absolutely, and you know, this game is so inactive at the moment that I'm surprised by all the items that are coming out. But oh look, they found the Skyrev Mage, he wanted to ward, and that's an easy kill for the TA. There's still an Ember to take, but look at his Remnant, it is really far away, or is it? No, there it is. But still, like, he can Remnant away anytime, so that is about it. But still, these items that came out, like, look at the net worth at the moment. The Death Prophet is just having insane items. I mean, Yasha ready, like the normal race car build, like with the Yules and the face boots. That's pretty much it. They're gonna go for Roshan as well, even though, well, this is the this is the second time for them, right? Yeah, they took it with the tier 1 for Roshan trade right at the beginning. So when it comes to Roshan, CNB is pretty much on cooldown, which is good. Early Roshan and a nice follow-up Roshan right now secures you some extra golden XP over the enemy team.
Yeah, the Nature's Prophet going to secure the Orchid for his team. He doesn't have a Blink Dagger anyway to jump into them, although Ember Spirit's probably not going to get a BKB for some time, so even though this isn't a very fast Orchid, it's still going to maintain its relevancy, and similar for the Bat Rider.
Yep, absolutely, and, well, let's see. I mean, the Ember Spirit is one of the most inactive ones here at all the time, like, always a passive Remnant, just pushing out the lane to, yeah, wherever he can, and that's pretty much it. Then he's gone back, and you already said it twice, they lack the initiation. Unless a Ray Fire Blast is on that Ember, we just don't see anything happening on that Ember. Remnant and the story is over. The only thing they could, of course, go for is an Orchid, like we saw in the other matches. But, yeah, our Nature's Prophet, him coming in there, you just saw it. He TP'd in, and it just wasn't possible. He just didn't get that Orchid off.
Yeah, he needs a Blink. Somebody on their team needs a way to jump into them. I'd love to see Blink Daggers on the Wraith King, Nature's Prophet, and the TA, but at the very least get one of them. Their mobility just isn't there. They don't even have a Force Staff. Like, there's just no way that they can chase Pain. They're fairly mobile with their heroes. Movement speed from Death Prophet, double mobility items on the Bat. We have the Yules down in bottom on the Nature's Prophet, but it's just to secure the retreat coming up from the DP as well as the Skyrath Mage. But yeah, it's so weird to see a game with no mobility items. Like, usually that's the name
talking
of
about
the game.
it. Mid, there's still a here on the race, and he's being slowed down. And a black hole, the shortest black hole I've ever seen in my caster career. There it is. The chains on the two supports. I don't know really what's happening because the Ember, yeah, he's gonna just zap out. And again, Goody is too late for all the action. He missed the party. Everybody gone home already. So, besides all the inactivity we saw, nothing is happening, even though we see just blinking effects and ultimates everywhere. It doesn't matter, nothing's dying.
Oh, it really doesn't, and it's still the same problem. CNB cannot chase, although with the Black Hole down as well as the Lasso, this tier 2 tower is not long standing. They are going to lose the Wraith King. Yep, too much magical damage going his way. The Skyrath Mage more or less soloing him. They do get the silence this way. It's going to be the ultimate on cooldown. It is level 11 finally. Blade Mail onto Goody. He's going to try to TP out. He's not going to make it. The damage is too strong. But Brenda XD might also fall. They just don't have another way to fall. And the Eidolons are doing a lot to the raise. Their Flame Break off the mark will secure Markeka's retreat.
Look what King RD doing. The rat is here. That is a tier 2 tower and about 60% on a tier 3 tower. All that for what? Tier 2 tower in mid, where a Wraith King lost his level 2 ultimate, which is a 160-second cooldown, obviously. And yeah, even the Nature's Prophet lost his life. So CNB, I don't think that was a good trade. I really don't think that was a good trade at all.
I don't think it was, and the graphs are going to reflect that. They're now going up in the favor of Pain. The kill that they got was more important than the tower. and that's partially due to the changes in Tower Gold that we saw in 6.82. I don't know, still, it's just a very topsy-turvy game, and Pain are still finding a lot more than they probably should have. CNB, I think they've missed an opportunity. A lot of this has to do with their item choices, and then just some of their decisions have kind of been off the mark. Their general play in the early game was pretty solid, but yeah, we'll see. They didn't really punish the Enigma that much. The Ember Spirit going for a second Battle Fury, just full-on rat mode for him with the Boots of Travel, has really done nothing, which is very awkward to see an Ember Spirit actually do this. Usually, especially when you're dealing with a team that doesn't have enough lockdown for you, it's usually you outplaying the enemy team and looking for kills, but he's playing this more like a Nature's Prophet or a Tinker.
It is, at the moment, to be honest. I think Pain is having the dominant role in this game just for the reason that they have two heroes that can just go for any lane, have enough escapability anytime they want to get out of there, and just split push. And if they split push, they might actually do something. You saw it with the Death Prophet, for example, like just keeping CNB busy in the mid, making there even quite some okay trades for the fact that you were fighting 4 on 5, and in the meantime he got 2.5 towers. The Ember Spirit is doing that on top, and we just have a Batrider having picked up the BOTs right now, right here, which means he can also now push, and the Batrider is a damn good pusher because you can take like 3 creep waves with just, yeah, with just 1 Firefly, so you can push towards the base pretty much with 1 go. But yeah, in the mid, Enigma is gonna get that tier 2 tower, and that was the last outer tower for CNB.
Yeah. We haven't talked very much about Death Prophet's item progression, but currently DP is incredibly tanky with the Shiva's Guard as well as the Heart Ewell's Scepter. There's very little that CNB can do to focus her down. They do have the Templar Assassiner minus armor, but even with all of the debuffs, Death Prophet's still going to be sitting at a pretty comfortable amount of survivability. So yeah, Pain are looking really strong despite CNB not having a huge disadvantage. It's still enough. Let's see. Yeah, it's still going to maintain this game's specificity. 18 kills in 31 minutes. That might break us up in top. They're going to retreat, and there's no way that they can chase this. No Blink Daggers, no way to chase them. Shiva's Guard in the sidelines. Death Prophet pops the ulti to silence the BKB as well, coming up from Markeka, but he's taking too much damage from the ulti. The Flame Break, the Black Hole lands onto nothing except for 22.5 ES, and on the sidelines he is going to focus on the Baga after eating the Black Hole. The ultimate from the Death Prophet is focusing pretty well, but they're going to lose Paradox on top of it. The Templar Assassin does make it out on the sidelines, just being able to run away from everything. The Wraith King is running distraction for this TA. He doesn't have an ultimate. Yeah, he's dead. He's going to be silenced as well as slowed down. Ned can't focus him down, but that's not true for 440R. The Flame Break cancels TP, if nothing else, and secures the kill, and kills the Batrider in the meantime. Gem on Patek. Yeah, that's very unfortunate for the Batrider that Flame Break actually connected.
I don't understand, though, that movement of him, but that's another story. Right now we have something more interesting because we have, yeah, the buybacks, and this aggressive buyback, we saw that already once today. If you have an advantage and you're about to push something very hard, you might as well buy back for that. So these old school buyback, because we have to defend, they are not up to date anymore. We see more and more aggressive buybacks happening in the Dota 2 scene, and that is what's happening right now. Range Rex is going down. We have the illusions being cleaned, but oh, a lot of damage here actually coming out by all of them, but oh, Razor's not gonna hit anything. All these throwback spells like Flame Break, Chains, whatnot, they're actually getting out of here. So that's, in the end, it was almost a team wipe. No, it was it a team wipe? TA did die in the last fight, right?
No, she didn't. She was able to escape on the sidelines.
Yeah, just like 50 HP or 100 HP or so. Either way, so it's a 4-for-1 trade in the end, with a tier 3 and the range tracks on top of it. If we summarize the last 1.5-2 minutes, definitely much better for Pain, and the whole game is starting to take shape for Pain anyway.
Yeah, it finally is. The graphs are going to reflect that as well. 7,500 gold in the favor of Pain, and Experience is probably the more telling graph as far as momentum is concerned, with 12,000 in their favor now. Yeah, the Death Prophet is really the only one on the side of Pain that has super significant farm. The Ember Spirit, although working towards his next item, it's going to be a Lincoln Sphere instead of a Battle Fury. I very heavily dislike this choice on the Ember Spirit. It'll be nice up against the Orchid as well as the Wraithfire Blast, and survivability is never going to go amiss on Ember Spirit. But honestly, I think you should just go Glass Cannon on this hero, unless it's completely required, which I'm not sure it is this game.
Yep, and interesting item choice on that Ember Spirit, even though they never got him. Oh, maybe now they actually got him. He's trying to TP out. Is there any interrupt? Nope, Spirit Earth. It's coming too late. Instead, they're gonna go in the background. Death Prophet is already up there. That's the ultimate of the Wraith King. But oh, this time he's really, really low. He's still alive. Somehow, the mech buying some more time. Of course, the Scarab Mage died to it. And now, are they turning around? There is no black hole for another 20 seconds. Well, there is soon the heal of the Exorcism, but not yet. Now they want to go for Goody, and Goody is going down. They're gonna turn this all around. No Rod of Aoi or anything like that, but the Shivas is soon ready. All the slows are coming, mass TP, but everything's being interrupted. Lasso used as well. Oh, there falls Wraith King. TA is the next one to fall. Not getting the kill on the Batrider, and even with that dieback of Goody, that is really, really bad news. They still follow up here on the Razor, but oh my god, he's just getting kited at the moment. They're gonna get that, yeah, they're gonna get him. And Razor is the one to get out, but oh, Ember Spirit. He didn't want to fight directly there. I think he should have manned up against the Razor because he didn't have too much damage stolen. That would have been team wipe +1 since Nature's Prophet was a dieback. Overall, it is just bad news, and now we have to look, well, Exorcism's another minute on cooldown. If the Exorcism was ready, they could just go for another tier 3 here.
Yeah, this Death Prophet is incredibly scary. Was able to sit on the sidelines of the fight until heart regen kicked in, and once that happened, CNB did not have enough in the tank to take her down a second time, or take her down that low, in fact. And now, Scythe of Ice complete on your Death Prophet. King RD is getting dangerously close to being 6-slotted. Honestly, I'd love to see a refresher next for the Death Prophet to be able to sustain the pushes, as well as having double Hex, double Shivas in the team fights. I think it would be really solid. Let's see. Roshan is going to be the next objective for Pain. They'll be able to take it pretty effectively, although they don't have Exorcism to throw. They do have the Eidolons, and now, with 4DR in the pit, it's going to be sooner rather than later that comes down, and CNB, they don't have tools to fight around the Roshan pit anyway. So
what do you say about the Lincoln's choice on the Ember?
I still don't like it. It's going to block the Orchid as well as the Wraithfire Blast, but honestly, Daedalus or another Battle Fury.
Yeah, but that's it. Like, it's only for the Orchid. It's like the only source on the entire pit that could kill him. That's it. But oh, there's a nice little stun on the Batrider preventing that he's gonna find someone with a lasso. But yeah, that's pretty much what I feared about the Ember Spirit. And now with that new Lincoln Sphere, he's going full-time aggressive. Flashback was already ready to stun someone, but in the end, oh, they might actually find someone. When my mouse is okay, we use the keyboard then instead. There is the Wraith King going down. Ultimate was not ready again, so this is 2 for 0. And I think we're gonna even see more. Or Death Prophet. If the Death Prophet falls here, that might be good news. No, it is the Lashrak to fall. Now the TA is the next one. Manta won't help him here. He gets a return kill. Okay, but that's pretty much it. Buybacks, Razor healing up, but this Rex is going down for sure. There is no backdoor protection. New creeps entering in, and they just can't defend this. They are on the limit of their buyback and comeback potential.
Yeah, and good news, they don't have Exorcism, so this push is going to be longer, and there might be hope to delay this for 20 seconds. Maybe they won't get the second lane before they actually have heroes to combat this. Death Prophet dropped very low in the last fight, but they had the cheese, so Death Prophet didn't care. Just pop the cheese and then wreaked havoc. They will burn through Templar Assassin's refraction charges, chain her down to the ground. Shiva's popped by King RD as they jump with C4T, and now inside the black hole,
wow,
heroes
nice.
are caught, and they're all going to fall with the cleave coming out from your Ember Spirit. They're all slowed by the Wraith King's ultimate, but Paradox is cut out by another cleave from 40R, and now they're also going to clean up the Wraith King. He's taking a little bit more time to kill, as Lashrak actually does survive on the backline. Two step drop in the Razor. They lose their Enigma to the Razor aforementioned. Let's see, Ned is going to take a couple of tower shots, but another right click is going to come out before he's chained down to the ground. BKB forced out. He's still trying to chase. He's not going to be able to kill the Scarlet Mage off with that last plasma field. Ember Spirit as well as Death Prophet on the sidelines, chasing away the enemy heroes, and potentially they can return. Not sure if I like that choice. They're just going to clear up the creep wave and then back off completely. There's nothing else that CNB can do about this.
Yep, and Pain, I don't know, they also have the luck on their side. Like, I don't know how often they got out of this, that the Enigma died there. Okay, that was one little achievement for CNB, but I don't know, also the Skywrath Mage, like, surviving again with like about 100 HP. I mean, what's wrong with my mouse? I'm sorry for that, guys. Like, my mouse is doing some random movements. I don't know why. Maybe it also got bored in all that lobby waiting. Either way, like, I mean, they got top They got now in the mid 50% of that tower, and that was a fight without Exorcism. Exorcism is now ready again, and to be honest, I think Pain can press on. I mean, the only thing that's down right now is obviously the Black Hole, and everything else is ready. So why not just go? And I think they have CNB exactly where they want them to be. Plus the Ember still has the Aegis, so you might as well just use the Aegis. Ember going aggressively in, second Battle Fury up as well.
Yeah. The Templar Assassin, despite having decent net worth though, hold that thought as we have Eagles on the Razor. No follow-up for it, however. Splitter lands at the Razor's feet, doesn't do anything. It's... yeah. I'm not sure why the Leshrac actually threw that out. But yeah, despite the Templar Assassin having net worth that's akin to the Ember Spirit, her impact's not the same. The lasso up in top, however, pulls him out of the Sky with Mage ulti, but Goody's still dead. It's the Nature's Prophet. What can he do? He eats one more Arcane Bolt, that's all she wrote. Wraithfire Blast flies to Ned, and now the Scythe going the way of C4T. C4T, no ultimate available for 30 seconds. If he dies here, he's dead for good. They might not be able to chase him down. The Plasma Fuel comes out from the Razor. Yule Scepter up on the Razor as well. They're going to change him down to the ground. They're not focusing him at all. Bogga's going to jump in for the Malefice. They're all being slowed down by that passive. Malefice is going to continue taking the way of Makeke. He's going to be forced to BKB, but it's really late. The physical damage is almost going to be enough to do him in, but it's not going to do so after all is said and done. The Wraith King is going to be chained up down to the ground. Now the right clicks are going to kill him as well. Beyond Godlike for King RD. Now another Malefice Wave Leshrac Flame Break kills him off. Templar Assassin currently inside the base. Mechanism sustaining through this. This is the juggler. Yeah. They're gonna
now even the Exorcism is going on. Like all the time he did not use the Exorcism. It was ready, and yeah, he still has a Hex now. They can take the Razor easily, and that should be it. The Hex will come on the TA right there. Even a new lasso is ready. That's how long this fight was actually, and he's in the Midnight Poles. That was the last action. There is one more respawn. It's actually, look at it, the Nature's Prophet. He wants to get the Enigma running by the tier 4 towers, but it won't be enough. Nope. That won't be enough. So that's one last defender, and they want to get him. They really want to get him. Just chasing and Pain. I think they got this. I really think they got this because no buybacks available, and a support Wraith King won't be able to stop it. Maybe not the third Rex, but enough. Yeah, enough to like seal the deal.
And if that wasn't enough to seal the deal, Rapier on Death Prophet is going to seal the deal. So C4T is going to be right-clicked once by the Death Prophet and Flame Break. That's his ultimate down. And now he comes back again. They don't lock him down in place. There's the Scythe device. One right-click from the Death Prophet almost chunks half of his HP. A second one will secure his fate. They're going to chase them down into the well. This is painful to watch. CNB, they played a lot better in the early game than I thought they would, but...
that joke. That was awesome. That was painful to watch.
Yes, it was. It was.
It was the flattest joke of the evening, but it was so hilarious just because my brain is dead.
Yeah, I think
we have another lasso, the last lasso of the game, and there's the Enigma. He wants to find a Black Hole, and there it is. There we go, Black Hole, and a lot of Mystic Flare on top of it. There's the last wave of the Razor, but maybe he's gonna get a kill. No, I don't think so. That is bad news for him. He's still stealing damage, but I think he's gonna die before he can use that. And without anyone being lost for Pain, they're gonna get the throne after free access. I think after 20 minutes, this was a very clear game for Pain. The start was kind of interesting because for Brazilian Dota, especially two Brazilian teams, I mean, we had very inactive Dota, like just sitting in your lane, not going anywhere, roaming yes, but sometimes without result, mostly without result. I think we had about 10 smokes this game and only one with a result. Either way, that's it for today, guys. We are coming back tomorrow, I think at 18 CET. Please calculate your own time zone, whatever that is. And you're gonna see, of course, everything updated on Join Dota, Gozo Gamers, and Team Liquid, as well as, of course, the official website. I'm gonna post it in the chat as well in just a second. So, usually we had actually the loser bracket games today, but since we had such a delay, I mean, we are 2.5 hours behind the schedule. That's why we play it tomorrow. So tomorrow we have 2 games on top of the 6 or 8 games we have there instead. So tomorrow is going to be a huge day. Would be awesome if you all come. I will be there again, as well as like some other caster of HeflaTV. Might be Grandis or Mike, one of the NA casters for sure. Either way, my name is HeflaMoke. With me was Grandis, and see ya then tomorrow. All the information, news you get, of course, on our Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, and the VODs will be up in, I would say, an hour. Like, I need to cut them, and with all the delay in there, it's gonna take a while, but I try to hurry. If you miss the games, or you want to see your favorite team, or you want to share it, then it will be up in about an hour. Okay, that's it guys for today. See ya!